Okay, I've got a question. What does a hand-carved horse, a firefighter fundraiser, and the country of Zelarnia have in common?
Well, somehow, if you can believe it or not, they are all key plot points in 2025's first countdown to Christmas movie of the season, Hallmark's A Royal Montana Christmas. And we've got a lot to talk about, Jennifer.
We do, Josh, and we will unwrap it all on this episode of Do You Watch What I Watch?
Sit down and watch, then have a talk with Jennifer and Josh.
Guys, it's here. It's finally here. I'm personally wearing some Christmas jammies to support the occasion. It's October as we are recording this. Yes, it's been 80 degrees outside this week in Nashville, but it doesn't matter. We are excited to watch new Hallmark Christmas movies, and this is the first one of Countdown to Christmas. Josh, how do you feel?
Feel so excited. Even though I was not necessarily super excited to watch this movie because it's a royal movie, and we've talked about how royals are sometimes not our favorite, it just filled me with so much joy to see that countdown that we saw that prepared us that here we go. I got all in my feels. I know, Jennifer, you were excited about the countdown before the movie. Did you get all in your feels too? Yeah,
I do.
of
I
course you
get
did.
chills when I see the countdown. It's so silly. It evokes
Well,
such
listen,
an emotion in me.
it is such a well-edited, I don't know, 2 minutes of television or something where it's just these little snippets of all the movies and all the characters saying fun, inspirational things. And you see all of these stars and it feels like you've got a connection and a friendship with them. And it's just like everything is right in the world for those 2 minutes. So I'm here for it 1,000%.
And it culminated in my best friends Nikki DeLoach and Christopher Balaha flipping that switch on the Grand Ole Opry stage.
When I saw that, I gasped.
It filled my heart with joy. Yeah, it filled my heart with joy. I didn't cry, but I did immediately want to watch it again. So I was happy to see it.
I love that. I love that.
All right, so here's the plot summary from IMDb for this movie because the Hallmark version is way too long. Princess Victoria of Zelarnia is ready for a change of pace. Looking to decompress in the days leading up to Christmas, she decides to take a vacation to Peaceful Pines Ranch in Montana. Let's go. So we open to a castle in Zelarnia, city of Zelarnia, because that's what the title card tells us at the bottom. Oof. Just oof. Here we go. We immediately meet Princess Victoria, played by Fiona Gubelmann, who is being hurriedly rushed from horse encounters to putting on a tight gown and uncomfortable shoes. She banters with all business, all scheduled assistant. They're hosting the Advent candle lighting. Princess Victoria seems like she's never done a royal duty in all of her life. What was this? Is this like her first thing? Her first day on the job?
Apparently so, yeah. You were getting the sense like she did not want to be a princess, and she also completely forgot what being a princess is all about. Like, she acts like she's brand new to all of this.
But she's definitely, mid-20s at least? I don't know.
Exactly my point, yes.
Yeah, very strange. Okay. Her mother is less than impressed with her performance of upholding the royal standard. Later that night, she's signing Christmas cards and finds one from her papa from years past, along with photos of them in cowboy hats on a ranch. We get a flashback of her and papa bonding with a horse named Christmas. The palace kitchen cut to gorgeous, and when the whole family's there discussing how Victoria doesn't have time to breathe, she says she wants to find answers to questions she has before she becomes the Grand Duchess in the new year. And I'm not big on the royal terminology to know what the difference is in a queen and a royal Grand Duchess, but she's also a princess. I was a little confused about all of that, the titles of it all. So here we are.
Either way, she was getting a promotion. Yeah.
Yes. Mom is starting to phase out. She wants to attend the dude ranch she visited with Papa as a little girl. Her mom agrees as long as she'll be back by December 19th before another candle lighting. You must be back by December 19th. December 19th, they enforced this. Okay. So assistant Gabriel is going to go with her because he's American, but he's from New York and he says the only ranch he's familiar with is ranch dressing. So, yes, I liked this Gabriel character. Josh, what did you think about the opening of this movie?
Yeah, I thought it was... Okay, I'm just going to call it what it is. Sometimes it feels like if you're going to do a royal movie, you better spend the money so it looks like a royal movie. I mean, they tried clearly, but it still felt a little low budge to me. I don't know. What did you think?
Well, I think all the budge went to the ranch end of it because really, aside from
Exactly.
these couple shots, we're not in royal territory, which was kind
No.
of interesting. They flipped it from what we usually get. The royal comes to Montana and the royalty grand pomp and circumstance stays in Zelarnia, which I'm actually okay
Hmm.
with, but we'll talk more about that later. I like
Yeah.
this Gabriel character. I like Princess Victoria. She seems like the every woman, people's princess kind of thing. And I'm open to it. I'm approaching this movie with open arms because, as we've said
Very
before,
much.
royal movies are not our jam. But here we are. I'm just happy to be back, right? I'm just happy to be here. So, Victoria and Gabriel arrive in Montana, and their car drives over. Well, she's driving. She drives over a box of Christmas decor, which was in the street. Excuse me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? We meet
Middle of the
Warren
street.
Christie's character, and his name is Huntley. He's in a cowboy hat and a Santa jacket, and he's peeved that she drove over it. They banter, she apologizes, and then she gets back in the car and drives over another box. I'm sorry, this is not her fault. Why
Sir.
do you have cardboard
Sir.
boxes of Christmas breakables in the street of Montana?
Yeah. Just put them on the sidewalk, bro.
This guy was out of control, okay? I was not into it. Warren Christie, if you're not familiar, he was in The Most Wonderful Time of the Year, which some revere as the best Hallmark movie of all time. We did recap it years ago, or maybe last year sometime. It has the Fonz in it. What more do you need to know? Anyways, I was glad to see him back. I hadn't seen a movie with him in it in a while.
Absolutely, yeah. He was great in this role. Really good casting, too, because he really can play the part of this
Hmm.
sort of Montana ranch guy pretty well.
Yeah. So they check into the ranch hotel and are excited to attend the various events. They get homemade eggnog. Josh, I know you're a big eggnog guy. They wear crowns and they play like a version of Heads Up. And who should walk in but it's Huntley. Turns out he helps his parents around the holidays at the ranch. So I guess his backstory was he left because he didn't want to run the ranch and he was going to go pro with baseball. And then he, blew out his shoulder or something almost immediately. And then he's been kind of depressed about it and he still doesn't really want to run a ranch, but his parents are getting older and they kind of want to give him the ranch, and it's all that sort of family dynamic there. Stay tuned. So the next morning, they have a countrified breakfast, and they get Victoria and Gabriel chopping wood. They have them cleaning out the stalls, and they feed the horses as some sort of an initiation. So they're paying to stay at a hotel or ranch to do ranch work. Okay, I don't know.
This is a
It's a
thing,
choice.
but it's a thing. Yeah, this is very much a thing where you can actually pay and be part of the staff of a ranch, and that's part of your whole vacation. I mean,
No, thank you.
if it's your thing, it's your thing. Yeah, but no thank you. Yeah.
Couldn't be me. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Is
this
there a
movie
spa?
was really spurred on, horse pun, by the popularity of Yellowstone. Man, that whole resurgence
Genre.
of the cowboy.
Yeah.
Yes, a
That could
cowboy
be it.
genre.
I like
I
that theory.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like the little montage of them like getting gross and Gabriel's like not into it, but he's trying to
Not
be like a
having
good
it.
friend. Yeah.
Definitely a big city type.
They
Yeah.
stagger their way through it, but Victoria does want to do real cowboy stuff. So then they practice lassoing. And of course, googly eyed Huntley gets behind her to help her lasso on the second try.
This was a bit fresh, a bit fresh. And we can talk about this more later. It just felt like this relationship went from 0 to 1 million in about 2.5 seconds flat. I mean, it was very clear he was enamored from go with her and vice
And
versa.
he didn't even know she was a princess yet.
No, that's the big secret here, isn't it? Yeah.
But again, not a lot of Fiona Gubelmann lookalikes walk into this ranch, I bet. So he had to
No.
really spring into action. And I hate when like they show the guy behind the girl trying to do something anyways. I think that's super cheesy, but this was just so fast. But anyways, all right. We then get the very sultry lasso scene. and they kind of lasso around their necks and their faces touch. And I wrote, we are 25 minutes in and it is getting hot in this stable.
Yeah, hot. And they did this thing with the lighting too, where it was like dim lighting. So this wasn't like broad daylight lassoing either. This was like, we
No,
might be on a date here and this might be going, if this were Lifetime, this
forget
might have
it.
been like rolling the hay. Yeah, it was
There'd be a
sensual.
baby by the end
Sensual
of it.
lassoing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sensual
Yeah.
lassoing.
Did anybody have that on their Hallmark bingo card? First movie out, we got sensual lasso.
Sensual lassoing. Check.
Who knew? Yeah. So they almost kiss, but they don't. That's not the last time I will utter that phrase. Okay. He takes her up the mountain to decorate an annual display at a light walk, which I appreciate. She tells him her father passed away a few years ago. Of course he did. Yet again, he's then,
The
Warren
deader,
Christie's
the
behind her
better.
again, helping her hang lights. Personal
Yeah.
space, Huntley.
Yeah. It's like he's never seen a woman in his entire life because he's just like all over her, like white on rice. He's getting
But she
very
doesn't
fresh, very
mind.
handsy. She
I
does
mean,
not mind one bit. No.
she seems down with it, so I'm okay with it if she is. We're gonna take her lead. They get beers and run into a townie who is looking for a way to raise funds for the fire department, because of course we got to have a party planning movie immediately this season. And Victoria decides she's going to bring the annual dance back like it used to be. Huntley freaks out over this idea, and clearly it struck a chord. Turns out Huntley was the baseball player. Like I said, when he blew out his they threw the town. Okay, follow me. The town threw a big party when he was going to go play baseball. Then he blew out his shoulder. His parents were busy helping him recover, like he was on life support or something. And they didn't do the dance the following year, and then they just never did it again.
Yeah. That's the story. Yeah. The whole reason the town doesn't have the dance anymore is because his baseball career fell flat. Okay.
Excuse me? What does
Yeah.
A have to do with B? I don't understand.
I guess
thought it was
everybody
gonna be like
just
he
thought it
was
was too triggering.
engaged and
Yes, that's what
but
I
it
thought. I
had
thought it was some
nothing
sort of
to do
failed
with his
romance.
shoulder.
Yeah, it was his shoulder and his baseball
Mm.
career. No Christmas. Christmas is canceled because you tore your rotator cuff. What?
Just okay. I guess because he couldn't dance, he couldn't really boogie, so they didn't want to be
Right?
insensitive.
That's exactly right.
Oh my gosh, I like this dad though, and he's having a heart to heart with Huntley, and he's like, "Listen, I want you to take over the ranch, but I want you to do what brings you joy. I think it's the ranch, but you do you." He's not forcing his hand like we sometimes get, which I appreciated. Huntley agrees. Finally, I'm going to let y'all do the dance, and of course, it has to be when December 19th. Now, if you don't remember from a few minutes ago, Victoria's supposed to be back in Zelarnia to light a candle on
To light a
December
candle.
19th.
Yeah, just a single
It's going to
candle.
be
Just
big
one.
drama, right? It's just one candle. They need her there for it. It's going to be big drama. She talks to her mom, and turns out mom, in an off-camera conversation, is displeased but relented, and Victoria goes into full party planning mode. It wasn't a big deal at all.
A little
Okay.
too easy breezy.
Very, but whatever. All right. Victoria tells Gabriel, her friend slash assistant, how she's catching feelings for Huntley, but she hasn't told him she's a princess yet. Huntley then takes her to chop down the tree after buying her a cowboy hat, which I will say she looks fabulous in. They debate, Huntley and Victoria, about the pros and cons of the various types of Christmas trees. Mine is a Walmart circa 2015.
Exactly. Yeah. Sam's
Pre-lit,
Club.
best branches in the biz. 10 years.
Exactly.
Also, P.S., my husband and I we're quickly approaching our wedding anniversary of 10 years. Can you believe it? Because you were there.
Wow.
Josh and his wife were
I was
DJs at
there.
my wedding. You
Just so
were
you
spinning the
know,
hits.
we were spinning the hits. And I think, if our careers separately fell flat, I think we could make a run at it as wedding DJs. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You brought the grooves, you brought the fun, you brought the, I don't know, whatever. Yeah.
Well, we did
no
that
doubt.
classic thing that we all did 10 years ago where we played Shut Up and Dance With Me. That was like the last song, right? Because it was a good
Mhm.
crowd.
And it
Everybody
was
get
like my favorite part of the night. Everybody started circling around us, dancing impromptu way, like closed in on us. It was a very cute moment. I don't know. Thanks to you.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sticks in my memory.
Yeah,
Anyways,
you're
my tree's
welcome.
as old as my marriage. Okay. Huntley tells her the whole town threw them a big party. Oh, I already said that part. Okay. Yeah, that's dumb, is what I wrote. They realized then that Huntley and Victoria met when they were younger on the ranch. So we get this flashback when she was with Papa. He was there too, and he was the one who showed her how to ride on the horse named Christmas. And then young Huntley asked repeatedly his dad if that little girl was going to come back. Present day, they almost kiss, but she pulls back and she says, "Hey, I'm a princess with like 12 names." They almost kiss again, but then Gabriel is like creeping around this horse pen arena, whatever it's called, where the horses gallop, and he falls into a horse bath or a
Yep,
horse
right into the
drinking
trough. Yeah, the
watering hole
trough.
trough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you tell that I am just very familiar with all things equestrian?
Very, very.
All right. So this is what, the fourth near kiss? But he was
Yeah.
surprisingly okay that she's a princess. I thought that was going to be a big deal. It wasn't. No,
Nope,
no
not at all.
drama. We're just going to keep going. Next day,
He's
they're admiring
surprisingly
all of
chill
her
about the
hard
whole
work.
thing.
They're admiring all of her hard work for the party. Like she made a haystack tree. And he asks her if she'll be his date for the dance. Of course, she says yes. Victoria fixes some things in the stable, and Huntley makes googly eyes at her again. They go together to the light walk, and it is beautiful and lovely. I'll give him that. There's also like little cocoa stands and little vendors wherever this is up on the mountain. Huntley asks if they can try long distance. They don't want to lose, quote unquote, this, but she needs to think about it because she's a princess. They still didn't kiss, by the way. Victoria talks to Huntley's mom, and she shows Victoria a Christmas card they hang up like old cards that have been sent to them. Turns out Papa had sent them a thank you card after their visit years ago with photos, and it's a very sweet.
Just not any card, by the way. This was a Hallmark card. Did you notice?
No, but it should be. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when you care enough to send the very best, you send a Hallmark. Duh.
Gold crown standard, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So Huntley picks her up for the dance, and they both look like $1,000,000. They line dance, and the kids then look for their gifts in a hay bale tree, which sounds cute, but y'all, my allergies would be lit up like a tree if I had to do that. I would get nothing but hay fever for Christmas. I am not cut out
Exactly.
for this.
I'm getting nothing but hay fever. Exactly. No fun.
Achoo, 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 achoo. Yeah.
Exactly.
They slow dance, and it's revealed that he was homecoming king. So they're both royalty, which did make me laugh. I enjoyed that. I thought that was a cute little moment. She
Well, I had to
then.
laugh too.
Oh,
Sorry. The bit where mom explains what a homecoming queen and king are to her. Did you catch that bit?
mm-hmm.
And the mom spins it as though, oh, it's just this honor where they really like to honor the boy and girl who really embody the spirit of the community and hard work and giving back. And I'm like, no, this was a straight up popularity contest. That's all it was. Yeah.
That's true.
Nice try. Nice try, Mom.
Mom knows she was greasing the palms of Huntley's high school back in the day to buy him this accolade. Free horse riding for a year if you vote for Huntley for homecoming king.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is where I did get emotional. So, did not cry, but I got emotional. They are slow dancing, and then she has a flashback to dancing with her dad. And I love whatever song is playing is beautiful. And then she decides, like, excuse me, Huntley, she crowns the dad and daughter combo as the royal king and queen of the dance. And then they showed the father-daughter dancing together after. It got me in my warm fuzzies for sure. I went to
It
a
was
few Girl
very
Scout father-daughter
sentimental.
dances with my dad back in the day, and my dad passed away a couple years ago. So I was very, my heart was warm in this moment, let's say. My cold, cold heart of stone was warm.
I love
So,
that.
yes. Okay. So Huntley declares he wants to stay at the ranch and he wants to be with her. But she can't ask him to leave his family and she can't leave her duties. She's about to end it with him. This is outside in front of the barn at this point. Snow is falling. She doesn't have a coat on. I don't know. And she's about to end it. He grabs her and gives her a big ol' smooch, unlike anything I have seen on the Hallmark Network to date. This was a Hallmark moment in history, or a moment in Hallmark history.
Really?
The snow falls, the song swells, and it was a good kiss, and then it pans around, and he has tears in his eyes as he hugs her because he knows they can't be together, but it is so perfect, and I just thought it was a great kiss. You don't agree?
I agree. It was a great scene. He just went in for it. And you got the sense like this was his last ditch effort to make a play. Like he really
Mhm,
wanted her to know that he wanted to be with her. I think he could sense
mhm.
like she was pulling away, and I think he just wanted her to feel a little bit of what he was feeling for her. And I bought it in the moment. I thought it was really sweet.
When she did reciprocate, to be clear, I don't want it to sound like he's a total creeper. He was behind her too much in the beginning of the movie, but, like, she definitely had feelings for him too. She just was a little more
Yeah.
realistic that, like, how's this gonna work with this long distance? I don't know how far away Zelarnia is from Montana, but it's probably more than a Southwest flight, if I had to guess.
I
So,
would say so. Yeah.
the next day, Gabriel asks her if she wants to say goodbye to Huntley, and she says she isn't sure she wants goodbye to be their last words, so they just leave. Huntley, is, like, cleaning out the barn or wherever the party was, and he sees a hand-carved horse he'd made for her atop the tree. She forgot it. He misses her. He runs after her. "She's already gone, son," is what dad says. Cut to, we're back in Zelarnia, as evidenced by the royal castle and another title card at the bottom saying we're back in Zelarnia, in case you thought we were using B-roll footage of another castle. No, we're
No.
back in Zelarnia,
Back in Zelarnia.
guys.
Back there. Just so you know.
And she has newfound confidence and sees a hand-carved horse on a table like the papa had carved, and she gets sad because she remembers something was left behind. Mom is asking for the tea on the cowboy, but she doesn't think he's visiting anytime soon. Guests start to arrive for this big next final advent candle lighting thing. It represents love. She gives a speech. Emotional music swells. She decides, I'm going to ditch the rest of my speech and speak from the heart. And mom and sister looked very scared because sister was filling
Very.
in for her during this whole thing, during her trip, her Eat, Pray, Love trip to Montana. But she gushes about Huntley, and I really thought Huntley's going to walk in,
Hmm? That's
and he
usually what we get
doesn't.
when this kind of thing's happening. Yeah. Usually the guy struts in or the girl struts in, depending on the circumstances. But this is usually the scene where that happens. Yeah. And it didn't.
He doesn't. We get a cold cut to the ranch in Montana on Christmas Day, and he's just doing horse chores. And he goes inside, and I was like, "Oh, really?" Like, it would have been predictable, but I'd already prepared myself for it. We didn't get him walking to Zelarnia? Well, he turns the corner, and who is talking to her favorite horse? It's Victoria. They banter
Hmm.
back and forth, and she said she was running from the one thing she wants the most. Turns out her sister's gonna take over the title in the new year. Victoria's gonna stay in Montana. They double kiss again in front of the horse, and it almost knocks her off her feet, literally. Then they show up for Christmas breakfast together, and her mom and sister are there too, so all the family is interacting, and Merry Christmas. The end.
I love
What
that.
more do you want from
The
me?
end. Yeah, no, exactly. It's the way it goes.
It's time for gold or coal. Oh.
Okay, it's time for our first gold or coal segment of the new countdown to Christmas season. And so what we're going to do here is we're each going to give 3 gifts. If there's more gold in the total, meaning we think it's worth the watch, we're going to say, wear a gold crown. If there's more coal here, you're going to have to scoop the stables. Jennifer, I'm coming to you first. What do you got?
I'm gonna come out of the gate with some gold. I already talked about it. The father-daughter dance and crowning scene at the dance. Or it wasn't a father-daughter dance. The father and daughter scene at the dance made me feel things that I wasn't really ready for, but I'm gonna go into it with open arms, and I appreciated this moment. I thought it was super sweet, and we have seen that little girl in other movies before. I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember right off where she's from, but she's so cute, so precious, and I really liked that. Again, we joke that Hallmark, there's always somebody dead, and the dead are the better must be their mantra, but I thought this was a good use of having lost somebody and kind of going back to the place. I mean, she called it, like, the best Christmas she ever had, having those memories with her father at the ranch years ago and, like, how it tied into it, and having Huntley there, they realized they had met each other previously, I thought was a really nice touch and something we don't always get, so, gold.
I agree. They really fleshed that out in a way that actually added to the story. You're right. Absolutely. I will start with gold. I thought this movie was just really pretty. Like, it was very scenic.
Mhm.
It was really like a tourism commercial for Montana at points. I really thought that they did some nice things too, especially with the nighttime scenes, both in the
Mhm.
stable and out by the fire pit. The lighting just looked really good. It felt very warm and very cold and cozy and very wintry at the same time.
Mhm.
It was pretty. I liked watching it for that reason. So gold.
Yes, Peter Benson directed this, and he also directed A Grand Ole Opry Christmas, which I saw when I was an extra one day on set. I
Oh,
saw
wait.
him working. He's
Are you saying you were in A Grand Ole Opry Christmas? You might be in it? Is that what you're saying?
well, to be determined.
Well, I mean,
I was on set for A Grand Ole Opry Christmas. Anyways, I saw
stay
him,
tuned.
and I mean, I liked the way he worked. So, yeah, he did great in this. Um, my next gift, I'm gonna give gold for Gabriel. I really liked him as a little side character. I thought he was funny and not too much. Like he didn't detract from the main storyline, but he was a good supporting B character and had
Mm,
purpose to kind of drive the plot along a little bit and provide some comedic relief. So gold for him.
I agree. I think they could have even made him a little funnier. There were some
Mhm.
opportunities there to make him a little
Mhm.
funnier. I'm going to follow up with some more gold. This thing is like romance on romance on romance. Like, if you want the rom in your rom com, this is the rom for you because it's really it smolders like the whole time. Like
Mhm.
there's tension that smolders the whole darn time. And the way that these two actors sort of pause when they're delivering lines and linger with looks, there's a lot of good face acting that goes on throughout this
Mhm.
entire thing. So gold for the romance of it all.
Yeah, it really felt like they were falling in love. I mean, and we don't always get that. People can have good
Mm-mm,
chemistry or good banter, but it doesn't always feel like they're gonna be together after the credits end. I could see them going to the distance, I believed it all.
mm-mm.
My last gift, I will give some coal. The country accents were offensive. I mean, just like so over the top, so bad to me that it was at times distracting from what lines they were delivering because the accents were really bad.
I similarly will give a little bit of coal. Her accent just was like a little too much for me. Like, I get it. You're
Really? See,
vaguely
I liked hers.
European.
I was fine with hers. Okay.
Well, see, and I was okay with the country ones. So it's interesting, hot takes. But I think they were
Mhm.
obviously trying to do that she's a fish out of water in Montana thing kind of thing. And I don't know. The accent was just a little much for me. But does
Yeah,
she
yeah.
really legitimately have that accent? Or was that acting?
I don't think so. Past movies she's been in, I don't believe she has an accent.
Yeah. So it was a little
Hopefully,
too
we're not wrong. Yeah.
put on for
It
me.
was a little
Anyway,
thick.
so
A little
bottom
thick. I
line,
get
at
it.
the end of the day, we had 4 gold, 2 coal. So we're just going to say, put on your gold crown. Queen of the podcast, Jennifer, final thoughts for you.
Again, our expectations were low because royal movies do not do it for us. I was so pleasantly surprised by this movie, and probably part of it, it's the first one out, and I'm just chomping at the bit. But I really thought it was like all the things you said. It was so pretty. It was so like the relationship felt grounded and real. And I liked the side characters. I liked the setting. Did I need a party planning thing with hay bale tree? No, but it was still pretty to look at, like, whatever, and I think this is a great movie. It's nothing earth-shattering as far as the plot goes, right? We've seen this time and time again, but there's also an incredible comfort to it, and I think if you want a classic Hallmark movie, this is the one for you, and I would totally watch it again if it was on in the background or I'm doing things around the house. I liked it. I don't know that it's gonna be on my, Mount Rushmore of the season, but I really enjoyed it. I was happy and cozy and happy to have seen it. How about you?
I agree. And I was thinking, why did Hallmark pick this to be the first one of the season? Why is this the debut
Mhm.
where they're going to get a lot of eyeballs on this because it's a brand new one, right, for the season? And I think what you said is exactly spot on. This is a very safe, kind of middle of the road Hallmark movie, right? It's very traditional in terms of a royal movie and very warm, very well done, very well acted, very well directed, as we said. So I think it's just kind of one of those safe kind of bets for Hallmark to kick off the season. So I
And the
liked
story
it.
was well
And
written too. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought so too. Yeah, exactly. Well, we would love to know, have you watched this one? What did you think? Did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? Leave us a comment below and let us know. And that, dear friends, is another episode of Do You Watch What I Watch? Hey, if you like this episode, be sure to bop the like button on YouTube and click subscribe. That way you get instant notifications whenever we post new episodes. And hey, by the way, since we're kicking off a new season, if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast platform, boy, we would really love a 5-star review. And that really helps us get this podcast in front of more eyeballs and grow our community, especially as we're kicking off the countdown to Christmas season.
That's right. For all of our new listeners in Zelarnia, we welcome you with open arms. We're so glad you're here. We know we're just going to be the
Welcome.
#1 podcast of Zelarnia this season.
Number 1, Philippines and Zelarnia. That's where we are.
That's right. We're also charting in the Netherlands now and Canada.
Oh, love that for us.
Really?
Yeah.
America, y'all need to
International.
step up. Yeah.
Yeah, please. Where's America?
Come on. Where's the homeland spirit? All right. Special thanks as always to our friend Nick Schwartz for our theme song. And thank you for listening.
Hey, next time we're going to take a little bit of a detour here. We're going to be recapping and discussing Haul Out the Halloween, starring Wes Brown and Lacey Chabert. Brand new out on Hallmark, just in time for the spookiest time of the year. Here's the plot summary. New Halloween-obsessed neighbors inspire the residents of Evergreen Lane to haul out their spookiest costumes and decor to become Ever Scream Lane. We are going to have much to discuss on that one, but until then,
may your days be merry and bright. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We're glad you're here. Bye, y'all.